back with Toxic Kings. Today we got a really, really special guest, one of my OG best friends. What's going on, Dylan?
What's going on, bro?
How you been, bro? Chilling.
Not bad, man. Not bad.
Long time no see, bro.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, guys, Dylan's like, this is actually my first one-on-one podcast. I don't got the boys with me today. But as a matter of fact, comment down below if you want Dylan to be a host, because I feel like he'd be really good at this. Comment down below, and then, we'll talk a contract or something. Who knows? You never
Contract. We'll see.
You never know.
We'll see.
But, no, man, me and Dylan, we just go, we go way back. We go, 6-7 years back, almost, if anything.
That, yeah.
Dylan was probably one of my, closest, biggest, homies, best friends ever.
Yep. Yeah, we met, high school. So I came to our school, I think, 7th grade, and then he moved a couple of years later, our freshman year. And I remember this motherfucker. All the girls wanted to talk to him. He was the talk of the town, most popular kid. He just moved here. So I'm like, okay, who is this twat? We hated each other. We hated each other, right? And then you were seeing some girl at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of liked her too. So that was another reason, really, with this kid. So we just did not get off to a good start at all. We had beef. We were going at it on Twitter, whatever. It was all petty shit. But then
we were literally Snapchatting each other like crazy stuff.
Yeah, dude. I remember I'd be on the bus to go to a track meet and just be sending you the wildest shit, just being a complete asshole.
And then I laugh and go along with it because at the time I guess I was winning because I had the chick.
Right.
And so it started off so I was with this chick or whatnot, right? Back freshman year. And I always I knew who Dylan was because we had a math class together, and then they would always sit outside together and stuff. And I'm she's he's just a friend. I'm sure he probably likes you. And then she would go back and tell him, and then you would be I don't know, you would just give me some looks fuck that guy, because
right.
Obviously me and her fought. So she told you.
I was the guy best friend, so I heard about all that.
So
you know what I mean?
So you heard about everything, and but yeah, that's kind of how me and Dylan became something, and the way we really, really, really became friends was I want to say sophomore, right?
Yeah. So it was probably later sophomore year. I don't know. It was just your second year there. I was used to. I think you and that girl broke up, and then we kind of started hanging out more.
Yeah.
I was still friends with her, but we just started getting along better.
The thing about Dylan is Dylan's probably one of the funniest people I know in this world. Dylan, his family, I love them to death. They're just the funniest people I ever met in my life. On some serious shit, they're the ones to make a group of people just smile and laugh. The people you would never think that would laugh in their life. Dylan's that. Whenever I'm around him, just him or him and his dad, his brother, I'm crying. I'm crying of laughter, and it's insane. So I love that shit, bro. Because of you, I've gone through a lot of shit that I mean, I've told you, throughout high school, I always had a smile that I put on, but deep down, shit wasn't sweet with me.
Oh yeah, no. I think that's one of the reasons we connected, But we got, together. We started talking about that stuff, and honestly, I think we got along too because, like you said, going back to funny, he's also one of the funniest people I've ever met. I mean, anytime we worked together, we did school together, all that stuff.
Lived together.
So, yeah, we'll get to that, but it was just always a good time. We definitely had our moments, even recently, but it was always super fun between us, and we connected on a lot of personal levels, and everything. We were into the same stuff, so it was a kind of a combination of all that. We started becoming friends, and then you got an apprenticeship at a garage in town.
Yep.
So you told me that was a nice gig. So then you ended up getting me in there.
Yep.
Then we worked at Culver's together. Then we worked at the cheese factory together.
Wait, do you know why I worked at Culver? Do you remember why we worked at Culver's together?
Yeah. Okay. So I actually worked at Culver's for a year. Left, went to a supper club, came back. And then they talked about this referral bonus. So you get $200 if you refer a friend and they work there for 90 days or 3 months. So I'm like, all right. So I got $200. At the time I was that was a lot of money when
you started driving.
Yeah, you're a junior in high school. Dude,
driving.
that's more than a paycheck. So I said I'd split it with him if he did that. So that summer, I think it was the summer. Was it the summer? Maybe going into junior year because we were both working 2 jobs. Especially me, I was working at the garage all day and then closing Culver's at right after. But
yeah, you were working 65 hours a week?
Yeah, it was a lot. but
I was
I had
working
fun.
60 hours, but remember I was going like at 5 at the
Yeah.
shop and leaving at 5. So
Well, and the thing too, yeah, you got there early. The thing with him too at when we were working at Culver's is you would like lie about like your schedule and stuff because like I had to take off every other weekend. My parents were split, so I go to my dad's. So Crew's like, yeah, I gotta go to my dad's.
I gotta go to my
I can't be
mom's.
working this weekend. This guy worked like once a month. We ended up getting $200 because of it,
we
but
got it, and then I just never showed up. I remember my senior pictures, the manager was like calling me, hey, like, are you planning on showing up today? Just never answered, never showed up. And then I remember Dylan called me. He goes, bro, you're still on the schedule. Like, are you coming in today? I was like, dude, I thought I was fired. Like, I just did not
well,
show up.
he kept just not showing up, and they kept calling. I mean, we did need people at the time, but
Yeah.
like when we worked together, even before you started, like it was a fun job, especially in high school. Like it was a fun job. I met a
was
lot of
lit,
people there.
no.
It didn't end. It didn't end so well,
We
but
throw like tomatoes and shit.
yeah, yeah. It was
Throwing tomatoes.
it was definitely a fun job though.
It was a good gig. But no, so the reason I have Dylan on here today is because like Dylan's like one of my like he's a person that knows a lot about me, you know, like not a lot of people know a lot about me. Like probably the closest ones is like Dylan, Santana, Colin, some of like, you know, my ex girlfriend and stuff like that. But Dylan was like the one that I really like, you know what I'm saying, poured my heart out to. And like these past, I wanna say back in like June last summer, we kinda like fell off a little bit. But another thing we have to understand is we've been friends since fucking 2015, 16.
Something like that.
So like we you know, we how we say we work together, we live together, we fucking did everything together, we made music together, we did a lot of shit together. And you know, after the years, it wasn't that we got tired of each other, we just met new friends and we started experimenting, doing different shit. And you know, I mean, it was like a kind of he said, she said kind of situation where we kind of fell off in my eyes.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
know
think we
about
ever really
you.
talked. Like there was some beef between us at one point, I think, and I don't know why. I don't even remember how. Like I didn't agree with everything you were doing or saying, and I think you felt the same way about me. I think that was it. Like maybe we did get a little sick of each other and how we were acting. Like at least that's kind of how I felt. But we just stopped talking one day, and it's just awkward because we'd see each other out and just it'd be
Yeah.
like
And
I
we
think
have the
we'd
same
have
friend
that
group.
we'd have that like imaginary beef because really like we talked about like we never really there wasn't an argument or nothing ever happened like it just kind of happened over time I guess.
Yeah, we just kind of you know took a break, I guess, from each other. Which
Took a break.
which like I don't know. I mean, any relationship, I feel like that break is okay. Not saying it's 100% okay, but I feel like it kind of helped us because I recently seen Dylan at a club slash bar here in our hometown, and when I seen him, I was like, you know, I was really drunk, and I seen Dylan,
So was I.
and I woke up the next morning. The only thing I remembered was seeing Dylan because I was like, yo, that's like to this, like I always seen him as like a brother to me, you know, like a friend, best friend, just for shit in the past we've done together. And I called him. I was like, you know what? Fuck this like beef shit, whatever we have. Like, let me call him. So I hit him
Yeah,
up.
well before all that too, like a little backstory. Well, kind of like I said before, like we'd see each other out at the bars. Like either I'd come into the bar around you and a crowd of friends because we have a lot of mutual friends, or you'd come into a crowd, you know, with friends. And we'd dab everyone up except each other because we just that's just how it was. Like we just didn't talk like that anymore.
We didn't know what was going on, and I don't want to make things awkward. I don't want to go dab you up.
And then you reject me. Yeah, and that's how I felt too. Because then you look like an asshole, and then oh whatever.
or an
but,
idiot, because then people are like, yeah, don't dab him up.
But yeah, then he walks up to me, kind of puts his hand out. I'm like, oh okay. He's like, oh, I need you on the pod soon. I'm like, you know, I had been watching. You know, I told you I had watched all the episodes and stuff, and I'm like, you know, even my friend and I thought about doing it too. But we've always been into this kind of thing, so I was definitely on board to do it right away.
No, that's yeah, and I look back at the end of our phone call. You know, I got off the phone. And I was like, well, we talked for like an hour and 45 minutes, and it felt like
Yeah, it had been a long
you
time
know,
though.
and we hadn't talked in fuck 7-8 months, and it's like it felt like nothing happened. It felt like, you know,
Oh yeah,
whatever.
but that's how it is. Like we'll go through a little something and not talk for a little while, or just not see each other a lot, or just do our own thing, and then we always end up back,
Yeah.
you know, doing shit. So it's kind of just how it's been.
So Dylan, so you guys kind of understand me and Dylan's past. Like Dylan's a very close person to me. Like that's like, you know, Dylan.
And honestly, a lot of people might not know that. Like
Yeah.
you think they would. Like some of our mutual friends might know, but we were a lot closer. Like in high school. Like I was just thinking about this earlier today. Kind of what I was going to talk about on here, and like a lot of the people that I was friends with back then. And I know that's what happens when you graduate, but like even coworkers, friends, like all the friends I have in my life right now, very few of them I've known for that long.
Yeah.
You know, like Scotty's like obviously one of my best friends now, and I met him almost 2 years now. You know, we went to high school with Rye and everything,
Oh
so
yeah.
met him. But a lot of coworker friends I have, and a lot of that kind of thing. Like I've just met these people going out or whatever. So I don't really talk to any of those people anymore. But
No, yeah. So no one really knows like our like I mean we just grew up, you know, like it was one of those situations. We grew up, we became
we grew up a little bit, I guess. You know,
a little bit, but no.
never gonna
So
fully grow up.
nah, but no. But the reason I I really want Dylan on this podcast because Dylan's an entertainer. And Dylan knows how to talk.
I'm an entertainer.
Dylan knows how to make people laugh. Like Dylan, like I mean, I think I'm an entertainer. Like I can entertain a crowd. Like if you put me in front of people, like I can, you know, I'm gonna talk. I'm not gonna sit there and hold stuff in. Like
Oh,
I'm
right.
gonna,
Oh, I
like,
know. I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna you know point out the obvious. I'm gonna you know do that.
Yep,
I'm gonna
for
do that
sure.
stuff like 10,000%. But no. So now that people know kind of our past now, let's kind of talk about like who you are. Like take me back to like when like you first moved to North Fond du Lac and how you went to that school and stuff like that and like relationships and stuff like that. Like tell me
Oh,
that
man.
because I know
I could be here for days.
because I know all your relationships, but you can talk about the specific ones.
Yeah, I think you were probably you've been there for I think almost everyone.
Even the first one, yeah.
Yeah, the first, yeah.
Speaking of that first one, I gotta tell you something later. I saw her. I saw her.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw her. That was so awkward. Like,
Oh, see, and I don't know. I don't think I talk to any of my exes anymore. I don't have beef with any of them. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I don't think I really do.
onto the next kind of situation.
Yeah, but
That happens.
yeah, I think it was 2013 I moved up here. My parents split, as I mentioned earlier, and my mom met somebody who owned a business in Fond du Lac, and he wanted to. They got serious after a couple. I think it was maybe 2011 when they started dating. 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
I was younger, but he owned a business, and they wanted to be together, move in, but with his business up here, he couldn't move to Mayville where we were, so we just kind of relocated here, and yeah, it was miserable here for a little bit. First day, dude, I got bullied. I mean, I don't want to, you know, it sounds a bit. Dude, I got tripped in the hallway. I was getting put like they treated me like a punk, man. But I don't know. That was the first kind of couple days, and I had been to Fond du Lac a few times and stuff, you know, just to go to the mall when that was still a thing and everything. But yeah, but yeah, so I didn't really know what to expect. At first, I thought I was going to like Fond du Lac, like central schools.
That's what I thought.
And
too.
I heard a lot of you know stuff about that at first.
See,
like,
I was hearing good things. 'Cause I was in California at the time, and I was hearing good things like, oh, the football team. And at the time, I was pretty
oh
good.
yeah,
at football.
sports especially are good.
So we're like, so I was excited, and then I come find out home of the Orioles. The fuck's an Oriole?
right,
And it's
yeah,
like,
no, and either way, I mean, I guess I would have been fine with it, but we ended up going to North Fond du Lac, and
your brother, he's pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My brother and I did not want to move. Like, well, and you get it. Like, especially me. Like, I actually went to elementary school, or what would be preschool in West Bend.
Mm-hmm.
I went to preschool there, and then had to move. But I was young, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
So then we moved over to Mayville, and then I didn't want to move again and start over. And I'm glad
That's
I
the
did.
worst.
I met a lot of great people, and you always will. But being a kid like that was hard for me. But yeah, moved up here, and within the first few months, I started really. While I was getting into sports, you know, I think right away I started out with football, and then I went to basketball, which I think that was the only year I played it. I was so bad. I still am, but yeah. So I think I went football, basketball, then track, and then weightlifting, and then football. Like I was constantly getting in stuff just to meet people. So I met a lot of people, but I don't really talk to a lot of those guys anymore. Besides maybe like Griff, because then like you and Tony and like those like you guys ended up coming later on, you know, in high school and stuff.
Yeah, I came in, freshman year, and then Tony came in sophomore year. And it's funny because, like, the way you hated me, I hated Tony.
No, and I hated that's another thing with Tony. Well, okay.
So then Tony came out like, fuck.
Here's the thing, though, and Tony will be on a later episode, but so the way I said about he was dating, like, my girl best friend that I wanted to be with, and then they broke up, and then this
did.
another new kid comes. Tony
that-
comes and he starts dating her. So then I was like, geez, man. That was like just a kick in the nuts. But
She put you through hell.
yeah, dude. Well, no, it's all good now. But yeah, that was just like, geez. And he acted kind of the same way. You know, all the girls are flocking to him because he's a new kid and everything. And it wears off after a year. But it just, oh, dude, I hated that motherfucker.
I couldn't
just
stand
like
him.
I hated you.
I couldn't stand him either. I like seeing him like, what the fuck's this? Like,
No,
like,
yeah.
Like he's like, I was like, is he trying to be me? Cause like, I knew I was getting the attention and stuff, and I was like, I kind of liked it. I went home, Mom, like they like me here, like it's a bunch of white people and they like me, like
It's a bunch of white people.
and it's like she's like, oh, that's good, like I'm glad you're making friends, and yeah, like little by little, you know, you get this Snapchat, this, and it's like, next thing you know, I just get another 200 followers on Instagram. It's like, oh shit, like I'm pretty cool here.
Yeah.
And then the following year, fuck, that little buzz kind of fell
Oh,
off.
and that's how, yeah.
It's like fuck.
And when I was a new kid, once I started, you know, kind of talking to everyone, I was talking to a lot of people at once or whatever, because everyone wants to get to know you.
Yeah.
You're the new kid, so it was the same way, but it was in 7th grade for me, so it wasn't the same. It wasn't the high school thing with you and Tony, but
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I went through the same thing with both of you guys. It just couldn't stand you, but then we all ended up becoming best friends.
Now we're all best friends. It's like it's insane.
Tony and I did football together. Well, yeah, I'll save a lot of that for when we talk to him, but yeah, we worked the same job, kind of like we did. So
and it's
we got
funny.
pretty close.
And it's funny because like, you know, us three, like, me, freshman Cruz, or even sophomore, because I would have never thought us three would end up being friends. But we graduated, like, you know, high school. You know how it is. Oh, we're all gonna hang out soon. Like him and Tony and Alfredo are the only ones I talk to. Like if it wasn't for the gym, I probably would never see Alfredo. But Dylan and Tony, like the two people I thought I was gonna hate forever, ended up being my best friends. So like,
it's crazy how that works out, dude.
So like, it's okay to like, you know, talk to people. Like, you know, like if you're in high school still and you're watching this, like that person you hate, you might end up being his best friend or her best friend.
That's just the way
forever.
It works out.
Like I mind you, like when I have kids and like if I do or stuff like that, you know, I plan on hoping him and Tony are still in, you know, the picture, because like they were there when I was younger, and I want my kids to know how I was, you know, like just those little stupid stories. Like that's probably why I don't know. That's not why I keep you guys in my life, but it's a funny, it's a cool thing. Like it's something to like. For example, if you were to have kids, you know, I got so many stories for your kids.
Oh,
you know,
right.
like like your dad back in the day used to do this. Like it was some funny shit. But
yeah.
So like if you hate that person right now, just think about it. Like in 5-6 years, you guys might be best friends sitting on a couch in a podcast in your living room. You never know.
I never would have thought.
You're never gonna know.
All the stuff we've done, I never would have thought from when I first met you, but.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It
and
is.
it's ended up for the better, because people like you and me together.
Yeah.
They like us when we're around. Like back then when it was just me, it felt weird. When it was just you, it felt weird. But when it was us together, it was like, you know, we won like best friend award in high school. Like we thought these other two pricks were gonna win it.
Geez.
Nah, fuck those two other guys. Like they ended up losing it. We won it. Me and him were like, bro, we're
We
definitely
won it. We wear it with pride every day.
Oh yeah.
Not actually.
I went to bed with that thing. No, but I remember these awards were coming. Like, so in high school, like I don't know if you guys' schools do this, but we have a banquet at the end of the year, and you get these ribbons, like most likely to do this. Well, we won like best friends of like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I won like best hair, he won like class clown, and then the final award was like the best friend award, and we thought these like two pricks were gonna get it.
These two pricks.
And it ended up being me and him were like, that was like a big shocker, because everybody thought it was
not really. I mean,
it wasn't a shocker. For me, it was
though,
a shocker, but for everybody else, it probably wasn't. But for me, I was like, we're not gonna get it.
I didn't think we were gonna win because the other two
have been friends for a while.
Like they went through school together. Like we moved a few times. We didn't meet till freshman. We didn't become friends till sophomore year. But we were easily closer than anyone. I mean, we were best. We did everything together. So that's just, I wasn't really surprised about that. But
we did do everything together. We posted everything together. We're just like those funny two dudes. Like it was just like that shit. It was just funny. And like another thing is like, Dylan's always been my bro, and I've always had his back no matter what. So that's another thing. Like, if you got best friends and shit, like, there was this incident a couple months ago where, you know, a person that Dylan doesn't like came and talked to me. And I talked to Dylan about this, and I told him, like, if shit would have gone sideways, I would have been on Dylan's side. Just even though me and Dylan had to talk for that long, Dylan's still my bro.
It's always
You know what
there.
I'm saying?
Even if you're going through something, like, even if I'm in a fight with one of my friends, I mean, you always got their back. That's what friends do. I mean, that's just how it is.
That's what I'm saying. Because Dylan wasn't my enemy. Me and Dylan were just not talking. I didn't see Dylan as a person I didn't like. I saw Dylan as a
like I said, nothing ever happened. So we just kind of split, stopped talking, and
we were pretty much broken up for a little bit.
Broken up, dude. Yeah. So stupid.
But anyways, Dylan, let's get to this. So this is Toxic Kings, Dylan. we're gonna start getting to the juicy topics. So you guys,
The
so
naughty
so we
stuff.
talked a little bit about how me and Dylan grew up together. We know each other. We're best friends. Like Dylan's probably my first like brother best friend. You know, like out there. Like there's Colin and Santana, but Dylan's like that OG.
We
You
just
know?
been we just been
Yeah,
friends
I
for
just
so
known
long.
Dylan for yeah.
On and off, but we've always been there in the end.
So Dylan, so in every podcast, I ask this question, and I ask, "What is your toxic trait?" And I'm sure you guys know, you know what mine is. Mine is when a girl blows up my phone, and I'm mad, or I just don't want to talk to her. I will not answer. She
I
will keep calling, but I will not answer. Now I've heard,
so communication.
yeah. So pretty much communication, I ignore it. So now tell me, like, what are your couple of things? What are like in your past relationships you notice that you two would do together? Like whether it's pettiness, ignoring, saying a smart comment. Like,
I'm a smart ass. I can be an asshole, so I think the sarcasm is a huge one for me, but I don't think that's really toxic. But I'm huge on communication.
it could
but
be for her. Like if she looks at it the other way, like maybe she thinks it's rude. I can see her thinking it's toxic. But
Right.
like for us, how we're like we have that sense of humor where it's like we think like jokes that are not supposed to be said are funny.
Yeah.
They think it's like rude or mean.
No,
Because I know what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. So like I'm huge on communication. Like, if we got a problem, let's just talk about it. Whether we're pissed off, whether it's solved, at least like we're not left wondering about anything. But I do have a problem with my anxiety just takes over sometimes, and like I just shut people out. Like I don't want to open up and talk, about my problems. So I guess that's kind of a toxic trait. I don't, and it's not that I don't communicate my problems. I just don't want to talk. Like you said, he just kind of calls it done. Like I don't want to talk about it. So that's kind of what it is.
You like me, like I'll run away, dude.
Yeah,
Like my mom living in California, I'll run away to her house
right.
because it's like I don't want to be here, so I go 2,000 miles away.
Yeah,
It's not
Right.
good, but it's how I solve my problems.
yeah. I don't know. That's just how I've always. And it's even with friendships too. Like I don't mean to do it to my friends. It just happens. Like I'll just not open snaps or just even leave people on red and just not talk to people if I am feeling some type of way about something, which is probably part of the reason that we stopped talking too, because it's always communication that wrecks stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. Another thing, back to us not talking. Like my biggest thing was, you know what? I'm just gonna let it be. It's kind of one of those things where maybe it'll heal itself, which it kind of did.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and I was the same way. Like I'm gonna see if he reaches out to me, and then you were like, well, I'm just gonna see if he, and then like life's too short.
That's what I'm
Just reach
saying.
out to the person, because.
It's
And
like,
it took
yeah.
you to do that.
We've been friends
I
since we-
I wouldn't have done it. I'm stubborn. I'll admit it.
Oh yeah, see that's another talk. Being stubborn.
Yeah,
Jesus
but
Christ.
I think it's kind of a guy thing at the end of the day.
Honestly, this might be like a sexist thing,
It's
but
a
like
pride
I
thing.
think girls are just stubborn.
And they
You know what I'm
can
saying?
they
Like-
can be when it comes to certain things. I'm definitely not gonna argue with that. But I think for guys, it's more of like a pride thing. Like I don't want to.
So getting older wise, like maturing, I've learned that biting the bullet's okay. Like
Oh,
before,
you have to.
before I see this shit on TV, we're like, no, the wife has to be right. Make sure if you want to live if you want to live a good life, happy wife, good life. I say fuck that.
Women are always right though. They are.
I mean, they are. I mean, that's how like the world kind of sees it. And back then, me like I was that big like, nah, fuck that. Like even if I was wrong, I'd make sure I was right.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
So
I
back
know.
then, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I was a little manipulative, but maybe just
Yeah.
a little bit. But
See, I don't think I've ever been that or controlling. At least I don't.
I was
think
never
so.
I was never controlling. I never cared about like what like my girl wear or nothing. Like I never cared because like at the end of the
Right.
day, she's going home with me.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, she's probably sleeping. with
As
me,
long
so-
as you know that, that's all that matters at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
But no, but yeah. So let's get a little bit into like relationship topics. So like, what do you think is one thing you learned moving forward from your? Because you said that you don't talk to her because no more. Like you just kind of like
Yeah, I
most
don't.
of them.
No, I don't think I do. The girl I'm talking to now is kind of. We're together. We're not. We have very like different schedules, so we're just kind of what we are for right now.
Letting it work out.
So yeah, and it's not like it didn't work out between us. We just kind of decided that the whole relationship wasn't gonna work right now. Just because of I'm traveling for work 5 days a week, and then she's working nights, and then she's got school coming up and everything. So like we still talk and do all that kind of stuff, but we're just not together anymore. So that technically counts as an ex. Then yes, otherwise no, I don't talk to any of them anymore.
And this is your recent ex,
Yep.
you want to say? So were you guys like happy? Like, cause I seen your guys' pictures and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
How did
No,
like
yeah,
how was
and
that
I still
relationship?
am. But it's just like I said, it was a lot less stress on both of us to try to make time for each other that we just really didn't have. I mean, even on the weekends, if she would have to work, like, so I'll go out at night and then she'll work tonight, but then she's got to sleep during the day, so we can't really see each other. And then obviously, like I said, like at the time I was working in Minnesota, so I was gone 5 6 days a
Yeah.
week. Like we didn't have the proper time, and we're just hoping that's why we're kind of staying together for now. We're gonna just see where it plays out.
Work things
Just be
out.
patient.
Yeah. No,
You know.
I totally understand that. I mean, it happens. Doesn't work out. Doesn't work out. But no, I get that. So what do you think? Like, so in that relationship, how you said it was good. So what do you think? Like your past ones taught you what not to do and what to do.
I honestly, this goes back to the whole anxiety thing. And I'm still working on it. But just don't worry about shit you can't control. Honestly, like, if you're in a fight or they're gonna go out and do what they want to do, like not cheating or nothing like that. Just whatever, act a certain way. Like you just can't be worrying about stuff.
Yeah.
And I think past relationships, like, most of them are from when I like first started dating. Um, that's why I always have that thought in the back of my mind, like, oh, are they out there doing this with this person? But you just got to try not to worry about that.
So yeah, so like the girl that like I'm talking to right now, my biggest thing was like back then I was always worried that like she was cheating because back I'm not gonna lie, back then like Cruz was a player, you know what I'm saying? I never cheated, but I will say that I would like if I was in a relationship I would do my thing, I would here and there whatever. So like I did do that, but now that I'm older, like at the time I like be like, oh maybe they're doing what I'm doing, like so I'd get scared and I'd be like, oh why are you cheating, like whatever, just try to like, get it out of them and whatnot. But now like 2 years later, a year later, whatever, I've learned that like just be cool. Like at this point, all I want to know is like what you're up to. Like don't lie to me. Like if you're gonna lie to me, don't be with me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I've grown, dude. Trust me, growing up, bro. I've done a lot of that shit. Like I've been like, I've been like I got karma. Like karma hit me pretty bad. Like, I got played.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The girl I once loved, she like got a whole boyfriend. Like, that shit went down.
Yep.
And like I had to like deal with that, watching that, like pictures and shit. And like that really took a toll on me. And then just all that like really, really bit me in the ass. And like I to this day, like that's one thing I get it, don't live with regrets, but that's one thing I do regret because like the whole saying like sometimes you gotta let go what you love. It's true because like I did have to let her go, and then she ended up finding the person she loved, and then maybe a girl before that ended up like maybe playing me or whatnot, and it's like it just sucked because like. And then when I went through my little phase, like when you meet and talk, I went through this whole phase. Maybe you didn't know a little bit about it, but I went through this stupid phase where like I couldn't control myself. I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to. I was talking to people I wasn't supposed to. I was messing with the wrong crowds. I was
Yeah.
doing this,
And I
that,
think we all go through that.
and
That's how I was after my breakup too.
and then just like I just one day something just fucking hit me. Like I woke up. I had a bad night one time. I woke up one morning and realized like this is not who I want to be. Like if
Yep.
I keep doing this, I'm gonna end up somewhere where I don't want to be. I'm gonna end up doing something I don't want to do,
Yeah.
and so I kind of just grew up. I started, focusing more on like school and work, and I started grinding more. Like I work like fucking 5 jobs right now. I talk to one girl only, which is like cool.
Yeah.
And then, but I mean, growing up, loyalty, communication, I think are cool. I think we should like make those things cool in this like generation now, cause like with all the shit that just happened these past couple of years with like the COVID and all that, people dying and shit, like that's kind of a wake up call. Like you really only have one life.
Right.
And then like last year I had like all these people like, like, I had a lot of deaths last year. And that shit really like fucking woke me up. Like to this day, like I'm thankful to like to fucking wake up. I'm thankful to text my mom every day. I'm thankful to text the kids every day. Like just shit like that. But no man, like I don't know. All that shit's cool. Being loyal is cool. Being communication is cool. Like all that shit is cool. Like talking to only one person you love or you want to talk to is cool. Like
That's the way it should be.
it's the way it should be because I always thought, you see these shit on, this stuff on TV and shit like that. We like watching it, but it brainwashes us because that's who we want to be like. We want to be like these famous rappers with, the 10 chains and the 30 chicks, but we're not them. Like,
No.
re-
Never will be.
realistically, we're not them. And so why, I don't know. I just think talking to one chick and going to bed with one chick and shit like that is cool. Loyal, being cool to your friends, to your parents, being thankful, that shit should be cool from now on. Me personally, as an adult, as a 21-year-old, like
I think that just comes with age too. A lot of the time, like you're not really grateful. You're not really, thinking about the future with your friends or the girl
exactly.
you're talking to or anyone until you get a little older, and then that stuff starts becoming more important.
So anyone young watching this, because I know quite a bit of young dudes out there watch us, still in high school or about to graduate high school, whatnot. If you got a friend, make sure you're there for him. If you're a girl, if you got a friend, make sure you're there for her. Um, like I said, this whole player whole phase, that bullshit, it's not it. It's not it. You can
And a lot of
you
people,
can try
you gotta go
it.
through it to grow up. I mean, and you
Yeah.
will go through it, but
Yeah, and I'm not trying to sound like a hypocrite. Like I did have to go
right,
through it to grow up.
yeah,
So you gotta do what you gotta do. But me personally, loyalty. Like if you wanna hear advice, if you like advice, like I do, don't do what I did. Just
yeah,
kind of just be
right.
loyal, be cool, and at the end of the day, like I don't know, communication, loyalty is key. That's about it. Anyways, enough of that bullshit. Like enough of that shit.
Enough of the sappy shit.
Yeah, enough
Let's
of the
get
fucking
into the
sad.
naughty stuff.
Let's get into 2020.
Oh God,
So 2020 was a fucking year,
I'm
cause
getting a headache already.
so fucking 2020, fucking. I'm gonna just say the topics quick here. 2020, me and Dylan. 2020, me and Dylan, fucking got laid off from our jobs. 2020, me and Dylan were moved in together at the time. 2020, Dylan got into a bad relationship. 2020, I moved to California, moved back after 2 months, and then 2020,
We started going to the bars at about 18, 19 years old.
18, 19 years old. we were
Every
fucking,
every weekend.
yeah, that was our home. I look forward to go to that shit. Like,
Well, that's what. Yeah, yeah. You could talk because you were gone for work, so you guys. And that's I worked the job that he had. Being on the road, doing underground utility stuff like that. So that's what you would look forward to.
Yeah.
You're gone for work all week, 5 days a week, and then you just want to come home, shower, and go to the bar
and just
right away.
fucking-
That's how it used to be for me too.
But anyway, let's take it back to fucking January 2020.
Start from the top.
So me and Dylan moved in about 2019, 2020.
November.
November
Yeah.
2019, me and Dylan moved in to his sister bought a duplex at the time. It was upstairs, downstairs. At the time, I was going through some shit with my family, and I had to get out of the house.
And that was the same for me. We were
And-
both, 18-year-olds, like, oh fuck this, I don't want
We
any
were
rules.
making-
Like we got to get out.
For our age, we were making money. We're like, oh shit, like this
Yeah,
is dope.
I mean, we could afford it.
Our
We
bills
made
were like
decent
less
money.
than our bills were less than like $300.
Well, and we
$400.
split it 3 ways.
Three
and
ways.
everything.
Oh yeah, so I moved in with Dylan and his girlfriend at the time.
Yep.
Not gonna get too into that, but yeah, I moved in with them, and everybody told us don't move in with your best friend and his girlfriend. Don't ever. I can, if I had a dollar for every time I heard someone say that to me, I'd probably be like not in Wisconsin.
Not in Wisconsin.
But yeah,
Yeah,
everyone told us not
It
to.
doesn't ever work out.
And
I don't-
recommendation.
We were young and stupid.
Don't move in with your best friend and his girlfriend.
Ever.
Like vice versa. Like even if I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't let Dylan
No,
move in.
yeah, it's never.
It's not gonna work, especially if you're working together, seeing each other like 24/7, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
Although that was the thing. That was another thing. Like even living with some of your friends, like they could be your best friend, but you might just not click as roommates. Like, because we we didn't do it right though. Like if you work different jobs, so you're gone all day, then you come home and see each other.
kind of like me and
not a
Colin.
lot.
Like me and
Right.
Colin. Yeah.
You guys come and go, and that's how it can work out. But like, we worked the same exact job. We lived together. We drove to work together. So we leave the house, drive to work together, work side by side for 12 hours a day, and then come home and be together again, like all day.
Eat dinner together.
Yeah, no, everything. I mean, we didn't do anything without each other because
We only had one bathroom.
yeah, and we had one bed too. Like all three of us, like not actually.
No,
But,
we had my own room.
No, yeah, we had one bathroom, and yeah, I think we just got under each other's skin pretty easily. But yeah, that was I think that only lasted like 3 months. I think it was January when you moved out.
Yeah. So anyway, so the reason why we didn't really work out was because I was 19, and like I said, I wanted to be cool. I want to be like those guys on TV. I wanted to party. I figured I'm making this money. I'm buying all this. I got the plug for all these bottles. Kids don't do that, but I had the plug. I'm not gonna say no names. So me and Dylan threw one party, right? I'm talking. It was probably a big party in the wintertime. Like everybody was there. Like everybody
Yeah,
would
we
thought
had
of.
like 30 or 40 people in that small
And
place.
we're in this like not even 1,000-foot duplex. Like it had 2 rooms, 1 bathroom. Man, think about how big that was, right? So we had all these people in there. Dylan's in like the room, passed out by like fucking 12:30.
I was passed out on the floor or the bed or something.
His girl at the time was not there, so I'm like, fuck. And then his sister's blowing up his phone as someone else is telling me, and he's not telling me. Someone else had his phone, and like this Brianna chick keeps calling. That's his sister, Brianna. Oh shit, she's gonna fucking.
She was our landlord, obviously, because
That
she
was our
owned the place.
landlord.
She lived right upstairs. So
Shout out Brianna.
yeah,
for
people were
letting us
slamming the doors. People were pissing in the street. I mean,
smoking
it-
cigarettes outside, and she told us,
and
"Do
I
not
was one. I was one of them. Yeah, that was not cool.
don't smoke cigarettes, kids." And then it was just, it was
Unless
just.
you need one. Sometimes it's never. Sometimes you just need a cigarette. Like, oh, it's been a day. Let me get a Mar-Bread. You go through that.
Frankie,
You know that.
Frankie goes, "Let me get a Maverick quick."
A Maverick. Oh please.
But anyways, so yeah, so like Dylan had gone up north, or yeah, he had gone up to the Wisconsin Dells for the weekend, and I was like, okay, cool. If he's not gonna be home, then I'm just gonna throw a party. So what did Cruz do? He threw a party. So Cruz throws a party. Cruz getting messages. What's going on? Cruz getting messages from Dylan's sister.
Then I'm getting messages. I'm
He's
on.
getting
I'm on a
messages.
weekend getaway with my girlfriend at the time. Like I'm just trying to relax. Like all that. And like,
Yeah, he was telling me he was excited for his getaway.
well, yeah,
And
I
I
was
ruined it.
having I just wanted to get away. We were both kind of stressed out. Just wanted to get away, enjoy the weekend. And I'm getting texts from my sister that he's being loud and disrespectful. So then I got a text and be like, "Hey, what's going
People
on?"
are pissing outside,
So,
and
yeah.
it's like a blizzard outside, like a
Oh
a
yeah, 'cause
snowstorm.
that was January. Yeah,
It snowed really bad, whatnot. It was like after a little bit after Christmas. Anyways, and then there's girls at this house that Dylan's girl at the time didn't like that were there. I didn't know that. I just invited a bunch of people, and like we usually do, we send out this mass snap. Okay,
Right.
I'm coming. Send the Addy. Send the
Yeah.
Addy, whatever, on a private story, whatever. And then apparently there's people that Dylan's girlfriend didn't like at the time. So Dylan was getting upset with me, which I don't blame him because like that's his girl. You're gonna protect her. I'd probably be the same way. I don't blame you. So that happened, right? Dylan comes home the next day, just kind of like low key mad, like bro, like what did you do? I was like, bro, I'm sorry. Like if she like, I don't know. I was just to this day I'm hard headed, but back then I was like bad.
You were really.
I was bad. Like
dude.
I was just the person that like I didn't give a shit. Like,
You couldn't tell him anything. Like it was pretty much your way or the highway, dude. I
was like a little.
I try to
cocky
talk
shit.
some sense to you. No, fuck that, fuck him, fuck her. It's like that's just the way. But again, you were younger. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe.
I was
2
cocky.
years.
I was making like whatever, like 3-4 grand at the time in a month, and I was like, "Fuck them! They don't got more than me." Like I was just,
Yeah, you were cocky.
I was like a cocky piece of shit. Like I really was.
You were, man. I can't even. I'm not even gonna back you up on that one. I mean,
I was bad. So, anyways, so Dylan was like, bro, like my sister, and like at the time, I forgot. I didn't forget, but it's Dylan's sister. I gotta respect him as his sister.
that was hard too. Another thing. Don't rent from your family. I love my sister to death. We're very close, but
Cause you guys had your beef later.
yeah.
on.
So don't move in with your best friend and his girlfriend. Don't
rent. From
Don't rent from your family.
Doesn't
And
work
it
out.
might have worked out better if she didn't live right upstairs.
Yeah.
Because like I always said, I would never live like right next to my parents, my family, none of that. It's kind of want my own space.
Exactly.
When it comes to that point, but this is never something you want to do. It usually does not work out. So she lived upstairs. So anything we did or whatever, it was a problem for them or us or
It was all bad.
whatever. It was horrible.
So yeah, so Dylan I was like, you know what, Dylan, like, I'll talk to her, bro. Like, don't worry about it. I did this. Like, I was like a really big, like, I did it. Let me handle it. Dylan's like, whatever. Like, it's fine. Talk.
And
to
I was
her.
gone, so I'm like, I don't give a shit. Just
Dylan,
figure it out.
and then Dylan was like, yeah, she has like surveillance footage that I'm gonna watch. I'm like, bro, why do you gotta watch it? Like, tell her to come downstairs. She lives right upstairs.
Right.
Tell her to come talk. I was just being an idiot, a moron. Like, I was hungover. I was hungover. I was whatever. Maybe pissed that I woke up to fucking messages, whatever.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm
And
sure.
and mind you, Dylan like sent a message and it wasn't rude at all. It was pretty nice. But me,
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go off.
I
on him.
woke-
I wasn't there. I just want to know what the hell happened.
so okay, so that's so we got that out of the way. Whatever. Okay, cool. That's kind of like strike one for Cruz. Whatever.
Strike one.
Strike two was Dylan wasn't home again. One weekend they ended up leaving, or they just didn't come home that night. They ended up staying somewhere. I don't know. Cruz comes home drunk, right? Cruz comes home drunk, and I just like fucking like hit this fucking wall. Like I hit it, but mind you, I'm not the strongest person
Did you
in the
get
world.
in an argument with your girlfriend at the time? I'm pretty sure, or maybe it wasn't even your girlfriend. You were talking to this girl, and I think you told me that you guys got in a fight or something, and you just fucking got pushed over the edge. And yeah, right outside our bathroom, I get home, there was just a Cruz fist-sized hole in the drywall.
Not even a hole.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't even a hole either.
It was
No,
like
it
a
was like a
dent.
big dent in the
It was
wall.
a dent
Like this
in the
fucker
wall.
couldn't even go through the drywall, dude. It was kind of. I laughed when I saw it. I'm like, come on.
The fucking wall hit me, dude.
Well, I laughed, and then I was pissed. And I'm like, well, we rent this place for my sister. Like, she's gonna be pissed.
Now I gotta fix that.
So
Anyway, so I fucking whatever. I think it was that. I think then I went and got drunk and I came home and I was just pissed. I don't know. Like I said, I was a cocky, idiot, toxic piece of shit back then. Okay, this was like fucking 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. Anyways, I got home, fucking bam, smacked the wall. I don't remember. I wake up, my fucking hands my two little knuckles are swollen, like they're connecting because they're that swollen. Like the thing's like swollen. I wake up in the morning like, oh fuck. I go piss. Dylan's not home. Dylan's working. He worked overtime that day. Remember, you were like you were at work that day, and then his
my girlfriend at the time, she's like, Cruz punched a hole in the wall. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, Cruz punched a hole in the wall. I'm like, I didn't know what to expect. So I'll deal with it when I get home. And yeah, I looked at it. I laughed at first, but then I'm like,
you're like,
fuck, like this is not gonna be good.
So anyway, so I go to the bathroom. I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I'm trying to like water down my hand. Just, I don't know.
Like rinse off
My fucking swole. And then I come out of the bathroom and she's in the kitchen cooking some shit. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, damn. I gotta get it fixed. Gotta pay someone to come fix it. Whatever. So then she looks at me and this is where I get confused. This is where I'm still confused to this day. Cause she looks at me and she laughs. She goes, haha, did you do that? And I'm like, yeah. And then we just started laughing. So like
and I laughed when I first saw it too, but then it was a point where we were renting the place for my sister, like I said, so I just got like worried. Like,
no, but then this is kind of where like strike through, Cruz, you kind of gotta leave, kind of came into place. Cause then you text me like, it was like the next day almost, or the night. I remember when Dylan gets home and I'm fucking like, so I'm looking up on the website like how to get this fixed. It's fucking gonna cost like $300 to get it fixed. Fuck that. Go on YouTube to fix shit.
Yeah, you bought like a drywall kit or something.
Yeah, I bought
it
some putty.
Turned out. Yeah.
I bought some putty, and I'm just fucking sitting there, just sanding it down, getting it smooth as possible. Sanding it down, sanded it too much, had to fucking re-putty it, paint it, whatever. I'm sanding. Dylan gets home, just kind of eats, goes to his room. They close the door. I'm like, oh fuck, they're kind of pissed because Dylan loved to play video games in the living room. Like you always sat in the living room and play video games. Whatever, you guys played your video games, whatever. But then you went to your room right away, like, oh, this fucker's mad. Like I know he's mad at me. Like I just fucking.
That's where the not communicating came in.
Yeah,
I could have came home and even yelled at you or let you have it or even asked you about it.
You know, like,
I probably wouldn't have been reasonable about it. I probably would have been a dick, but at least we would have talked about it. But we didn't. We would just. That was so awkward. Like it was like 3 or 4 days. Like we'd live together. We wouldn't say a word. We just like figured out we were driving because like we would work 2 days on, 2 days off, and then the weekends it was 3.
And we had the same hours and same shift.
No, like we worked next to each other every day. So like. How we would do it is we'd work 2 days. I would drive us. We'd have off for 2 days, and the next 2 days he would drive. Well, I think it was my turn to drive, and he just started up his own car, and we just went our separate ways to work. Didn't talk at work, which was difficult because we weren't really getting shit done. Because you have to communicate at your job.
Yeah,
so we weren't talking. Then you come home. You go out in the kitchen, get something to eat, or use the bathroom or whatever, and we'd be right back in our rooms. Like
I took a lot of naps.
Yeah, dude, I know. Well, because what do you do? Like you're not. Then on our off days, like one of us would try to leave the house, and then I think where I fucked it up between us two is when I took that job at Summerfield. So we worked at that auto garage together in high school.
Oh, this was like strike 3.
Yeah, but this was my bad. This had nothing to do with him. He had the first 2 strikes, and I think I wrecked it.
So pretty much to summarize it down, I fucking punched that hole. That was pretty much strike 2 for Cruz.
Yeah.
Like I punched the wall. Really didn't talk. We didn't talk for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but then I think you had to get your car fixed because we still take. To this day, I'll still take my cars there if I have to.
And I went to go buy that headlight from the shop that we used to work at. Remember?
Oh, another thing too.
You fucking hit my car.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I at the time were going to.
And I just got into a car accident like 3 nights before.
Oh, that's right. It was so he got into a car accident. I'm 41. He like what happened with that?
Like,
yeah, it was icy.
It started slushing
December,
really bad,
yeah.
and it slid into
So then, the way we had it is we had a garage, but it was only big enough for one car. So I think she had the newer car, so we just let her park in the garage. We parked on the street.
I had no problem.
Yeah. So then we got in her car. I was driving because us two were gonna go to the gym, whatever. So I just back out of the driveway, and I'm talking to her. I'm doing something, and I just back right into his door. like that. And then I get out and I look at it. Or actually, before that, like I got so nervous, I thought I put it back in drive, so I pressed the gas and I backed even further into it. Obviously, I never told you that, but whatever. So then I pull off. I had like a foot, get out and look, and it was dark, so it didn't look horrible, really. Like okay, so I get in her car, we start driving to the gym. like my adrenaline was so high. I get 2 blocks away, I look at her, I'm like, we gotta go back. Like I just fucking hit Cruz's car. So I have adrenaline. I'm freaking out. I call him. Then we fucking got our mom because we were kids. We didn't know what to do. So we got our moms on the phone and we were all arguing.
And mind you,
about
when
this.
Dylan calls me, I'm like in the middle about to get into some action. You know what I'm saying I'm in my bedroom about to,
do his thing,
do my thing. And I get a call from Dylan at fucking 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
And I was right outside. I should have just went in your room.
And I'm like, no, don't come in my room. Knock on the door. No, but what happened was like, I'm thinking because Dylan and his girl at the time were a little rocky. They're going through a little bump in the stage, and I'm thinking they probably got into a fight, an argument. I know how it be because
Oh right,
those
yeah.
car arguments, just something petty happens, you fight. I'm thinking you're gonna call me Cruz, come fucking something like that. I don't know. And then yeah, Dylan fucking hit my car, and then we called our moms, and even my mom said call the police. I called like
he called the cops on me. This motherfucker called the cops on me.
The non-emergency.
And it wasn't like bad. Like it's not like you were gonna fucking have them give me a ticket or nothing. Like it was just so they could file a report.
Yeah.
Just backup for insurance or whatever. But
shit like that.
Yeah. So we did that.
So now that happens. So now that's like strike one on our like relationship, right? Like on me and his relationship was kind of like cause now we're awkward between us two. Cause I'm getting pissed cause like them two were talking about her car the whole time, but nothing was getting solved about the car that was hit, which was my car.
Right.
So that put a kind of little toll on us. So that's like strike two. Mind you, we're probably living here for not even
a month. Not even
a little bit over a month.
It was like December 16th. I still remember the day that that accident happened.
Yeah,
So
we're 3-4 weeks in this living here.
Well, we got to get off this. So I'll finish this. So the last strike for us was we went to pick up his car from the auto shop we worked at, and Halty was on here before, was working there. He's like, hey, I think he said it like, oh, you guys should come back work here part time. And we were looking for a part time job because we had
so
2 days on, 2 days off. We
Yeah.
worked those 12-hour shifts, so we were still getting our 40, 45 hours in a week, but we had all this free time, so we had to make some more money. So we talked about it like on the ride home, but it was never really brought up. But then I'm like, you know what? I might. And I think we were kind of going through something at the time, not talking. I don't remember. Something happened again. It was rocky for a little bit. So then I just text my old boss, and he asked me to come in, so I just got a part-time job there. So like I remember I didn't want to tell him, like, because now it was to the point where I'm like, fuck, like I probably shouldn't have done that. But now I didn't want to tell him. So we had off on a Monday, and that's when I was gonna start. So I'm like making my lunch in the kitchen, and I'm like, and then he walks out. I'm like trying to hide. He's like, oh, you got work today? I'm like, oh no. He's like, oh, where are you going? I don't even remember what I said. I made up some stupid shit on the spot.
You're like nowhere.
So then I don't even remember. Oh, so I worked there for like a day or two, and then I think it was my first day. Then the second day, you beat me there in the morning because you went to pick up your tax forms.
Yeah, I needed my tax forms. That's the one.
So that's how we found out. He went to get his tax forms, and the boss was like, "Oh, you're here before Dylan," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, he works here now." So he calls me pissed. He's like, "I'm getting my shit. I'm getting out. Like we're I'm done.
Because every
Fuck
day
you."
prior to this, I was telling Dylan, let's go to this shop. Like wake up early, let's go to this shop. So we beat everybody there, and it's just us three talking,
Right.
and we'll get like a win-win. Like fuck it, like just for something to do during our days off. Because we did nothing. We laid around and did nothing. We spent a lot of money on our days off.
Yeah.
So Dylan had like, Dylan ended up getting this job without telling me, and it was like actually my idea, but Halty like brought it up, and I told him about it, like, yo, like that'd be like lit if we just both worked there. But at the time, I think something happened with you, and like you just needed to work more, or whatever, or I want to work more. I don't know.
Well, because after I think it was after that car accident, my insurance went up again.
Yeah,
so I'm just trying to pick up
yeah.
extra hours and just
Shit
so
like-
I'm not like it wasn't so tight. So yeah, I went. He called me and said he was getting all of his stuff out, and that was pretty much it. I think we talked once after that, but
No,
like,
yeah, I
at the
called
house,
piss.
like-
I called piss. Yeah, again, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get my stuff and leave. But at the time in my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck that. Like, I hate moving.
Yeah, you were just. Oh, that's right. You were just gonna stay there, and then
I was gonna stay, and then Dylan had sent me this long paragraph that pretty much said like, "Yo, like my girl, thinks like you're crazy because you hit the wall. We're not getting along. At the time, like I think I was like calling you names or something, like making fun of you, and you didn't like that. And I understood. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I get mad when people say stuff about me,
Well, yeah, we were just. It was just not good.
And it
So
was like, and it was almost like if Dylan's been holding this. And mind you, we're 18.
yeah,
We're literally 18. You kicked me out on my 19th birthday,
not on your birthday.
bro. I moved out on my birthday.
You moved out on your
I
birthday.
moved out
Yeah,
on my
I kicked him
birthday.
out a few days, and then you moved
I
out. And
because it was Saturday. My birthday was a Saturday that year.
yeah,
And yeah, and then Dylan was like, he kind of kicked me out nicely. He didn't say get the fuck out. He pretty much said like, yo, it's not working.
right.
He even gave me the option. It's either like you stay and we leave, or like
We
you
just
leave.
say I'm like, oh, we'll go find our own place. You can rent here, but I'm like, I'm just not gonna do it anymore. So he
Yeah,
kind of
and
moved out, and then I think we didn't even see, or no, were we working together? We were working together for a little bit, and then I found out that I think I got moved to the back or something, and then you.
COVID hit. Oh yeah,
Oh,
no, we were still
COVID. Yeah,
we were still working together, but Dylan had moved to a different, like to the back. So like I
yeah,
was still in production. Dylan went back to packaging.
yeah. So then we didn't talk or anything, and COVID hit. So I think my girlfriend and I both had COVID, so we were both home for like 2 weeks straight, like right when it first hit.
Yeah,
Within the first
cause I
week.
didn't see you in a minute, and then I remember, our boss then came and talked to me, cause at the time I just like don't care what you're up to no more. Like I don't even care to look at you anymore.
Right.
Mind you, me and Dylan go through these little phases. Like I hope we don't go through these phases no more. But me and
Well,
Dylan are like,
we're getting older
we're
now,
older
and we
now.
spent like almost a year apart, so
And yeah,
hopefully not. But
so yeah, so me and Dylan like, so I didn't care. I didn't bother to look at him, whatever. And then my mom's like, it's COVID. COVID's getting pretty bad. We're working fucking one day out of like every like 10 days. We're working one day. Like it was stupid. It was really stupid.
yeah,
So he ended up laying me off, and I said, you know what, fuck it. My mom was like, come live with us for a bit. Try to move in with us. So my new roommate at the time was like, yeah, bro, it's fine. Like don't worry about it. Like if you gotta go, you gotta go. Like it is what it is. I was like, all right, cool. Like I got you. So my new roommate at the time was like, I understood, whatever. And then my boss said, all right, yeah, this will be your last day, whatever. And then, thank you for your work or whatever. Cool. And then, what did you find out, or you didn't even like realize it, or like? Because I remember I called you because I had tools in my car and I didn't know who to give them to, but I was looking to take this on the plane. So I called you. I was like, hey,
mm.
do you want these like tools? Like
And then I came to see you. Yeah,
and then we hung out, and then we just fucking caught up, kind of like now. Like we
yeah,
should we should have done a podcast at that time too. But yeah, so we ended up like linking up again. We talked and shit. Dylan was like, "Yeah, bro, me and my girl are not doing so well. Like we got to move out of that duplex and some other shit." And yeah, from there, fucking here we are now.
yeah. I think, yeah, I think we were friends at the time, so like we were talking again. So you went to California. We were keeping in touch, and then that was right around the time I think. Did you move back? You moved back. So my girlfriend and I, we were dating for almost 2 years, broke up. We were both living at home. We ended up, and like a couple months later when COVID hit, neither of us were really working, so we couldn't afford it anymore. So we both moved back to our parents' houses or whatever. And then we broke up, and I think you're like the first person I called. So we talked about that, and then you moved back like a couple. He wasn't even gone for a month, I don't think. I went to pick you up.
Actually, I was gone for like 2.5 months.
I went to pick you up at the airport, and then that was that. We started hanging out again. Well,
Every
he
day.
actually came. He came back
To visit.
with a suitcase to visit for 2 weeks or something, and
For
he
like
just
10
never
days.
left. Like he,
Never. I still
he
get,
just
like,
took all the clothes. He
3
took
outfits. Everything
yeah.
was at my mom's house. Everything was at my mom's
He
house.
took he just took stuff, so he started buying new clothes or shoes or whatever.
Yeah,
But
I
so
was buying a new outfit like every day.
yes, so then, we started hanging out with Riley, who we went to high school with, and Cruz was kind of just crashing at his place for a bit because he didn't have his own place yet, and that's how we both. You had already met Scotty. That was the first time I met him. He was like my best friend now. So we would all hang out like us four. We do everything. We go to the bars. We just get stupid. Like I don't remember a lot of 2020. I'll say that. I was drunk.
Yeah.
I was drunk for.
So then
the
Ryan
most
ended
of
up.
it.
So, well, we'll talk about on Ryan's episode, but yeah, he ended up getting me a job. He said, "Crew, just live with me. Fuck California. You obviously don't want to go there. Stay with me." Ended up staying here. Fucking us four got closer. We did fucking everything together. Like I'm talking like bar every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the Packer games. Like it wasn't fucking insane. And we were 19. He was still 8, just turned 19. Like
Yeah.
shout out to every bar in our hometown.
No
because
kidding, dude.
If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have these funny fucking lit stories.
These memory. I mean, it was a crazy year. I mean, all the stuff we got into at the bars, getting into trouble and just staying out late and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we got into a lot. We got into a lot of shit.
Yeah, we get into some trouble that we got into trouble pretty much. But I mean, overall, guys, like in finale, in conclusion, pretty much like Dylan's gonna be my boy no matter what. So if you have that one best friend, we all have that one fucking brother. Dylan's more than a best friend to me, you know. From me to you, I see you more as a best friend. I see you as a fucking brother, you know. Dylan's younger than me, so I see Dylan as like a little bro, but like we're the same though, like because we're almost damn near the same person, you know.
Right.
Fucking personality wise and shit wise, Dylan thinks a little different than me. I do, but that's just we're not
Oh yeah,
fucking
we're all
10,000%.
different people at the end of the day.
But the thing is with Dylan, like no matter if we're beefing, who knows? We might go through a fucking phase again in a couple months. We never know. But as of right now, like we're older. I'm fucking proud of you. I think I've always told you I'm proud of you. I hope you do end up being a fucking host on this podcast with me because I think that would be fucking lit. Because me and you always talked about doing this shit. Another thing, go subscribe to Top Mission Records. Comment down below if you want us to start that because me and Dylan did make music together. I'm going to link all that shit down below on this podcast too.
Just exposing us, huh?
Not exposing. Fuck. Get that shit lit. Fuck it. Top Mission Records, by the way, it's trademark too, so don't fucking take that.
Don't take it.
Dylan paid for that shit.
I think we're gonna stick to more of this. This is what we always wanted to do, kind of stuff like this. And
want to be entertainers. We love that. We love making people laugh, which is pretty much entertaining. Like me and Dylan are fucking the examples of
just something to get into. I mean, I think we both wanted to do it for a long time, and we weren't talking. When I saw he was doing podcasts, I'm like, at
something
first,
we always talked about.
At first, since we weren't talking, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fucking dumb. But I started watching. I'm like, I mean, this is cool shit. I mean, he's having a lot of our mutual friends on here and stuff. I'm like, I mean, I was like, well, I ain't getting on there. Like we don't talk like that no more. But then, yeah, he saw me at the bar one night and
then I don't know. Yeah, like Dylan just said, like this is something me and him always talked about doing. So it's like, why not do it with the person that I talked about? Kind of like a marriage. You talk about with that girl getting married. Why not do it with her?
Right.
So I don't know, Dylan. After like all this and shit, all I gotta say to you is, bro, I'm proud of you. Thank you for fucking talking to me again. It means a lot to me because, like I said, I did miss you, bro.
Yeah,
you're my guy no matter what. Like
always.
I got you, bro. You've been there for me. I've been there for you. But yeah, guys, comment down below if you want Dylan to be a host. Comment down #Dylan host, and we'll get him on here for way more episodes, guys.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. Being gone for work, but I'd love to keep doing this. This is a lot of fun.
Bro. We can fucking
shoot the shit. Have a couple naughties, whatever.
Have a couple naughties. Yeah,
shout out Halty. I'm drinking twisted tea just for that motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
This is a one-time thing.
But so in your like opinion, like what do you like think about like the podcast? Like tell me what you think about the podcast and shit.
I think it's cool. Like I said, it's something I've always wanted to do, and it's cool to see that you took the initiative and bought everything and figured out how to use it all. And that's some cool shit, man. I mean, like I said, I definitely look forward to making more of these. Most definitely. It's fun.
You'll see him on more episodes.
Yeah, I mean, we're just being ourselves, just with a camera on. I mean, just talking, shooting the shit, talking about whatever, telling stories. I mean, we got plenty of them. So.
Oh yeah, we got way more. And this isn't just a podcast channel. This is a YouTube channel as well.
Right.
So like that's why it's not Talks to Kings podcast. It's just the name. Because summer's coming up, we want to do a lot of shit. You're obviously
we will be doing.
You're obviously part of the friend group. We're probably gonna see here. You might move here too, like you say.
Right.
So that'd be lit. Dylan is fucking couple fucking steps away.
Right.
We could definitely film a lot of fucking content.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, guys, this is not just a podcast channel. So, but if you do want to come on this podcast or be in a fucking challenge or some bullshit or some kind of video, just fucking comment down below.
Yeah, let us know what we should bring on too, because we're looking for ideas.
I'm gonna put all of Dylan's info in the fucking bio, so make sure you guys go follow him and shit. At Dylan.gmack-Ep.
I don't even remember what it is. We'll put it in.
I'm gonna put it down the link and slide in his DMs and like hit him up and shit if you guys want to come on this podcast, be on a fucking channel. But I mean, we got a couple more episodes we're gonna record today, so you're gonna see him a couple more episodes. But if you want more shit, comment down below because I think it'd be cool to have him on. But overall, bro, like I said, I'm proud of you. Thank you for coming on. It means a lot. You fucking gave me another chance to be your fucking homie again.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, bro. But anyways, guys, make sure you guys fucking like, subscribe, comment, share. Fucking tell your mom's friends, all your aunt's friends,
your aunties. They want to know. They want to
fucking tell Dylan you guys want more fucking content from us. But anyway, guys, this is Toxic Kings, and fucking we're out.